Heaves Barnside Chat. We take your questions from the magic rainbow bag. Love lives here, so join us today for Heaves Barnside Chat. You can find us in Campbellville, Ontario. We have rescued chickens, pigs, and cows and goats. We've got plenty more farmed animals, big and small, all for love and love for all. Welcome to Heaves Barnside Chat. We take your questions from the magic rainbow bag. Love lives here, so join us today for Heaves Barnside Chat. Our mission is to inspire kindness and compassion for farmed animals everywhere. You can help us take action by volunteering or through donations, or visit our store and check out our website to learn more. Welcome to Heaves Barnside Chat. We take your questions from the magic rainbow bag. Love lives here, so join us today for Heaves Barnside Chat. Happily ever after Farm Sanctuary.
Hello friends, welcome today. Nice to see everyone. My name is Derek and I'm Executive Director here at Happily Ever After Farm Sanctuary. It's so great to see everyone today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Your love and support absolutely means the world to all of us here on the ground, including the residents, the volunteers, and the staff that operate this place. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Wow, we have a program for you today, and I feel like I tell you that every single week, but today we really have a whopper of a program for you. We had a week that I wish that did not happen, and yeah, we've had a rough week here at the farm. The resident healthcare update is going to be a lengthy one. This week we had a volunteer day here at the farm, and we were sorting through some of the items that have come up for the auction. We're so proud of the folks that sent in their crafts and their creations and your paintings, and each one of those items was made for, it was made from love, and it's going to be used to cultivate more kindness and compassion here on the farm. So thank you to everybody that donated towards the auction. Make sure that you head on over to the auction Facebook page and like the auction Facebook page. The auction's not running right now, but it will be running next week. So get ready for that auction. An event that's happening this weekend, Saturday, August the 17th, if you are local to the sanctuary, Burlington Veg Fest will be congregating, and Kevin and Andrea are going to be giving a talk at 4:40, and you can stop by and see the sanctuary tent, and you can support many Esther approved endeavors. You'll be surrounded by people of like mind, and you can meet Kevin and Andrea. So come on by to Burlington Veg Fest. That's this weekend. Today on the Barnside Chat, the agenda is, of course, the resident updates. We're going to talk, we're going to get some questions. We're going to talk about the magic rainbow bag. If you have a question that you would like answered in the magic rainbow bag, I hear someone saying volume, turn your volume up. Oh my gosh, let me see what's happening, if I can turn that up. Let me see if I can turn it up. There, how's that? I think I did it. Sorry about that, friends. So many buttons in front of me. Today's Barnside Chat agenda, we'll do the Magic Rainbow Bag. If you have a question that you would like answered, please put it in the comment feed below, and we'll take those questions out shortly. There'll be a facilities update. We'll do a weather report. You still can't hear. The volume is low. My volume is at 100. Let me see if that worked. Yeah, there we are. Okay, good. The comments are coming in. Excellent. We'll do some photos of the week, the weather report, and so on and so forth. If you're new to this program, we join here every single week, and sometimes we have guest appearances from different members of the caregiving team. So today it's just me running solo, and that is because the farm is very busy right now. We had some emergencies that happened, and of course there's the everyday care of the residents. We also have a couple of staff members that are on holidays, and so there is so much going on today at the farm. All right, let's get into the resident healthcare update, and this one is a rough one to watch. So please, friends, if you're squeamish in any way, I want to show you this. This was a really bad day that we had here at the farm on Saturday, and here it is. This is Penelope. Some of you know that if you subscribe to our newsletter, that we had quite an event here this past weekend, and it was of our dear friend Penelope. And here's what Penelope was presenting with. Here's the video.
Hey Jacqueline, can you come meet me at the piglets area?
Yep, I can be there in 2 minutes.
So Penelope was choking on something that she presented just after feed around 7:30 in the morning, and everything was normal about their feed. And when Chris called, and I went and grabbed Andrea and I both live on site, and we were able to get the resident transport trailer up to Penelope in just a few minutes. And when we got there, Penelope was down on the ground, gasping for air. And this was a very frightening, choking experience. She was still getting oxygen. She was not getting very much of it. Her tongue was turning blue, and we got to her within minutes, and it was a frightening experience. We loaded Penelope up, forced them onto the trailer, and we raced off to OVC, which is Ontario Veterinary College. And when we got to the college, thankfully Penelope was still alive. The oxygen that she was getting was enough to sustain her. And when we got to OVC, they immediately sedated them and went into an emergency scoping procedure, which you can see on the screen there. It's not very good, but you can see them pushing the scope down Penelope's mouth and esophagus, and once the scope was in, they discovered quite a pocket of blood and bleeding, and which of course is not normal. They were able to take a biopsy of her lungs, and they took some blood from her lungs, and during the procedure you could see quite a puddle of blood that had accumulated around her face. This is Andrea in the stall with Penelope. Penelope's hooked up to a good oxygen supply here, and with their head pointing downwards so that their lungs continue to drain. An absolutely frightening experience to come across one of your choking family members. We decided to load her and go to the college right away, rather than try chest compressions, because she still was breathing. She still was getting some air, as horrible as that sound coming from her chest was, we knew that we didn't have much time to spare. And performing a Heimlich maneuver on a being this big, I mean, that would look like jumping on their chest, and a frightening experience all around. She did recover from sedation. We had to put a heat lamp on her at the hospital to bring her temperature up. It's not uncommon that when they're sedated or anesthetized that their temperature drops. But within a few short hours, Penelope was up on their feet and able to stumble around a little bit, and the noise from their chest was mostly gone. A whole lot. I mean, that is our second rushing to the vet emergencies due to respiratory emergency. And yeah, the last one, of course, was with Ray, and you remember that we transported him in the middle of the night, and this one was first thing in the morning. So we've encountered a lot of emergencies, and with the emergencies come some pretty hefty bills. There are ways to support the sanctuary. You know, love is not going to save them. I wish it would. It'll certainly help, but the best ways, the ways that we need your support right now is through monetary donations, one-time donation, or starting a monthly donation if you really believe in our mission and want to be there for us every single month. I hope we never have another week like that. The reason I was late for Barnside Chat today was because the doctor that is taking care of Penelope's case called me with an update, and we don't know when we're going to get these updates, and I didn't want to delay getting this update from them. So these are the notes. So Penelope, for the past couple of days, has been refusing to eat. And when they do eat small amounts, they're vomiting, and there's also some blood that's coming up in the vomit. And we believe that that is from the initial trauma that's happened in the lungs. There must have been a hemorrhage in the lungs. That's the only thing that we can imagine because of the amount of blood that there was. And the hemorrhage, of course, was caused by choking, and Penelope was literally throwing herself on the forest floor, fighting for her life, throwing herself with such force, trying to dislodge whatever it was that was lodged in their airway. When the scope went down in their mouth, once they were sedated, they did not see anything that was obvious. The only thing that was obvious was the amount of blood that should not have been there. So when they went back and reviewed the footage from the scope, they realized that Penelope's palate was folded up over the back of her throat, and when they pushed the scope and the camera down, that the camera and scope pushed her palate flat back, and that was folded up over, and that is likely what was causing the airway to be blocked after the choking. So she had so violently choked that she flipped the palate. I mean, we're hypothesizing all of this. We don't have a video exactly what transpired, but we can imagine that she choked on something during feed, blocked her airway. She got it free, but in the process of slamming around trying to get it free, she flipped her palate and perhaps hemorrhaged, punctured her lung, which she hemorrhaged a lot of blood from. So she was refusing feed, and they were giving her anti-nausea medicine, and of course pain medicine and antibiotic medicines. They took a culture of her lungs, they took a culture of the blood. They did all of the tests that we could imagine to try to come up with exactly how we can help Penelope the best. So I heard from the doctor this morning that, or just now, that overnight and today there's been no episodes of vomiting, and they have increased smaller amounts of feed more frequently, and she's not had any more vomiting episodes. So that's good. They're keeping her on antibiotics, of course, and monitoring their fluids, and they're going to see how she's doing. Her breathing is normal, which is amazing. They're waiting on the cultures to come back, and they want us to bring her some regular feed. So that's what we went through this weekend with Penelope, and right now, so right after Barnside Chat's over, I have one more appointment, and then somebody will be running, it might be me, running to see Penelope at OVC with a bag of feed. So if you can help us out in any way, the biggest way that you can do is send a donation. Go to the website, happilyeverester.ca. The link will be down in the comment feed here below. That was a horrible experience for all. At the farm, the folks that were involved in witnessing that episode were all offered compassion fatigue coaching. It's something that we have to be really careful with here at the farm, is our intake of visual suffering that we see and the episodes that we see. And so anybody that saw that and that was there in the situation, all of our staff and volunteers are offered compassion fatigue. All I have to do is ask, and we hook them up, and that's something that we're able to do. It's something that we have to do. It's something that's so important, that's often overlooked in animal welfare organizations, is the welfare of our own people, and as it relates to compassion fatigue, burnout, and the witnessing of suffering. So, my gosh. All right, let's jump over into some more resident healthcare updates that are not as serious as our dear Penelope's emergency that we experienced. Not to take anything away from any of the residents' current experiences with what they are currently feeling, but yeah, that choking one was something else. A lot of our current problems here at the farm are as a result of old age, which is a great thing to, it's a great problem to have. It's something that is denied to so many people, is old age. And I'm seeing three, I wish you could see what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing three beautiful butterflies sort of like twist just above me here. Yeah, one of the, oh yeah, thank you Olive, I really appreciate that. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, Andrea's mom. Andrea was here, and we were all quick to get Penelope on the trailer and to top it all off. I'm going back to Penelope here. To top it all off, the transport was torrential rains, and we couldn't drive as fast as we wanted to. That in itself was painstaking, having to drive slow. We've been in that situation before where we just can't drive as fast as you want to because of the weather. And that was a contributing factor. It took us a little bit longer to get there, but we did get there safely. Okay, next resident healthcare update. We have Miss Poppy here. Poppy is on quality of life discussion checks. As you've heard Andrea talk about Poppy's case quite frequently, Poppy's had a fairly stable week, but one thing that I noticed last night when I went in to close Poppy up was that Poppy chose to sleep off on their own and was not up on one of the perches where they normally are, which is, that's, I mean, everybody gets to choose where they want to sleep, but that's not normal to see Poppy off sleeping on their own. Another thing that's not normal to see is our friend here, Mr. George, walking on his front knees. We're not sure if this was just an occurrence where he wanted to be lowered to the ground for longer, or if this was a case of pain coming about, but they continue to monitor George to make sure that he is as comfortable as he can be. We had some integrations this past week. Ray was integrated back in. That took many days to get Ray back in with his herd. And then I'm trying to remember one of the redheads. It's either Fiona or Jolene. It was Fiona that had a foot infection, and Fiona integrated back in normally, no problems. But Ray definitely gave us a run. We had several fights with Ray. It took several days, but now Ray is happily back into his herd, which is amazing. This lady here, Iona, presented with, this is not her ear getting pierced here. She presented with a hole that was not there before in the back of her ear. This is Iona. Sorry, I think I said Penelope, but this is Iona. My mind's in a million places right now. There's so much happening. And it was an old wound, so Iona's been started on antibiotics and some pain meds, and that has to be scrubbed up really well and get it nice and pink so that hopefully that will granulate and the scar tissue will close up on that. We don't expect any problems with this one, but it is something that we're watching every single day. All right, friends, it's time for the weather report. I'm in a sweater today. And I'm not gonna lie, this morning when I got up, I put a hat on, and it was a knit hat, and I'm kind of embarrassed. It's August, and I had to put a hat on. It's warmer now, but nonetheless, it was below what I think we were expecting. It's below seasonal for sure. It was 13 degrees, which, my gosh, that is, we're in the middle of summer. But 13 degrees, and it appears that it's going to remain seasonally cool for the next few days. We have some rain on the way and the full moon. If you've tracked the moon, it looks like we're going to have a full moon in about 7 days. I always like to pair with the Sanctuary Weather Report the vegetable garden. I love gardening, and so do some of our volunteers at the farm, and the residents certainly reap the rewards. This past weekend I made some broccoli dill soup. The dill was from the garden, just a little bit. Hope Terry doesn't mind that we took a few sprigs. Broccoli we don't grow here at the farm. That was purchased from another farm. But we have lots of chard, lettuces, carrots, zucchinis, squashes, and that stuff's picked every single day by volunteers. If you'd like to volunteer in our garden, head on over to happilyeverester.ca, click on volunteer, and we would love to have you come by the farm and help us out. If you're not interested in gardening, but you're interested in our large residence or our small residence, and you want to help us clean up around the farm, we are looking for volunteers any day of the week, and the link will appear by magic below. All right, it's time for the magic rainbow bag. Whoops. There it is. The magic rainbow bag. Here it is. It really exists, my friends. It really exists. But the magic rainbow bag, although it looks very heavy this week, it's actually very light. And I think that's because last week we had some technical difficulties during Barnside where we were rudely, abruptly dropped. The signal dropped and it dropped everybody off of that. We did continue to record it and we did upload the full episode to both YouTube and Facebook. But as a result, there were not a lot of questions because during the live portion is usually when we extrapolate those questions out. And just before the live portion of Magic Rainbow Bag, it went dead. So if you have any questions that you would like answered, please go ahead and put them in the comment feed now. You can also email us or private message us, and we will do our best to answer those questions next week, because this week there was only one question, and it was I don't even have it. I don't even have it here on the screen. So somebody was asking, they were saying, oh my gosh, with the price of lettuce, you're feeding your chickens lettuce. Like how can you possibly do that? And well, yes, lettuce is expensive, absolutely, but the residents deserve, proper nutrition, and also not to discount the fact that we have a vegetable garden here, which we grow 9.9 out of 10 heads of lettuce this time of the year. So the residents, each one of them, deserve everything. They deserve enrichment, they deserve proper nutrition, proper shelter, and all of those things we're able to give the residents because of your love and support, you tuning in, you liking, you sharing, you commenting, starting your monthly donations, one-time donations, and playing along with us during some of the events. All right, it's a facilities update. Okay, facilities update. Here's the little music. that is going to make us all wonder how many more days it is till we move. We are moving. You know it. You've heard us talk about it a few times a week, if not every single day. We are moving. He finally is going to own their very own property, and it closes at the beginning of September. They're going to be property owners, and all of the residents get to be property owners, and they're moving to the new property. And here's the countdown. Here it is. 44 days. Wow. And there is the little agenda there. It is little, but you can see some dates, some milestones are marked there. You'll have to blow the screen up. I can't really see them even with squinting. But 44 days, 16 hours, 28 minutes, that's when we're moving, or sometime around there. You're going to have to give us a little bit of flex on the counter. The counter is counting down to the 26th of September, which is when we're estimating to have all of the residents moved from here to there. It may be a week later, depending on how weather and construction goes, but there will be residents in two places, so at that farm and this farm for a short period of time, and we'll take as long as we need to get everybody over and situated safely. But we are moving in 44 days. Can you believe it? The trailer every single day is packed up, and we move stuff every day. The facilities team, they rebuilt the facilities building over there, and every day now they're moving equipment that we're not using, such as snow removal equipment, our ice bins, tools that we don't need that are seasonal, the tribute tree, and some other seasonal items that we don't need to have our hand on right this moment, but they're taking loads over every single day. Okay, some captures. These are the moments from the week. We have some photos and some videos. Okay, here's the first photo. There's Tim facing Callie and volunteer Barry, and Callie and Tim are having a face-to-face chat. Callie's fitting in so well with everybody. Okay, check this one out. I see pigs in the clouds everywhere, and this cloud drifting over the barn just a few days ago. I'm going to play it again. I'm going to play it again there for, oops, nope, that's not going to play it. There, that will play it. There it is, check it out. Zooming in, a big, beautiful pig up over top of the barn. There's a still of it, you can't deny it. I mean, it looks like a pig to me. I think it's pretty, it looks like a big, beautiful snout, big ears, big mouth. I see cloud pigs all over the place. Here are some other captures this week. We have April going out to pasture with all her piggies at a sunset. That's a beautiful photo. We also have Jeannie, who is outstanding in their field. Look at them right in the middle of the field. You almost have to squint, but it's that little white blip there in the middle of the field, sitting out there all by herself, and she just munches and grazes away. And then we got Mr. Sammy Sam, who I'm sure is I'm sure he's noticing Penelope is gone from his herd. I'm sure they all are, but here he is waking up. You can see how big his tusks are. And then a few nights ago, when I went to close up and check on everybody, there's a bowl of food that's left here on the counter some evenings for Cooper. And Cooper's food was arranged like this. Check it out. I thought it was beautiful. I took a photo of it. There's some dandelions and some dill, and it looks like those are some chard leaves, but it was just arranged so beautifully. I had to take a picture of it. My gosh. I don't even know if I remember if I asked you today to let me know where you were tuning in from. I was so flibberty-gibbled about being late and being on the phone with the vet that I forgot to ask you where you're tuning in from. I forgot to acknowledge you all tuning in. You know, you could have been doing a million things, but here you are. You've decided to join me via this amazing thing called the internet that makes our world seem so small. It makes the moon that we're under seem like we're just neighbors. Here are some remember when moments. My phone is constantly trying to get my attention. You know, it reminds me, of like your 5-year memory, your 1-year memory, etc. This memory came up, and I remember this like it was yesterday. This was in our backyard in Georgetown, and I was getting ready to put Esther's harness on her, getting her ready to load into the trailer to move to the farm, and her harness would no longer fit. You can see that is, I could not bring it together. That's as far as I could possibly get it. We had to order another one, and it thankfully did arrive for the move. Remember when the farm looked like this? Wow, look at the fencing, or lack thereof fencing. My gosh. Remember when Bobby Girl and Len and Captain Dan ruled the barn? Remember when Esther would greet the massage therapy for Bear, massage therapist. This is Bear's massage therapist arriving. And yeah, she had to stay in her car. Here's another remember when moment. Check out the back of the barn. The back of the barn. Remember when the muck pile was at the back of the barn? I don't know if you remember that, but I certainly do. I mean, it seems, this is about 10 years ago, mind you. Okay, I better not do any more remember when photos. I've already gone over time. I feel like I could remember when forever with you. And some of you have been here for the entire journey, and you know where we've come from and how far this mission has come. And it's been amazing to witness all of the changes and be a part of it with you. And, you know, like I said before, we can't do any of this without your help. We can't continue the mission without your help, without your support. You tuning in, you making sure that you like the posts and commenting on the posts, that's so important to us. It lets us know that you're watching and that you can hear us and that our messages are coming through loud and clear. Please remember to share our posts. Click on that, click on that heart every now and again, and let us know that you're watching, that you can hear us, and that we have your support. Wow. Yeah, if only we could turn back time. Yeah, if only we could turn back time. Thank you very much, Karen, for acknowledging. Yeah, it's I'm seeing all the comments come through, remembering those photos. It seems that you're enjoying the remember when reflections. Yeah. I do remember the parties on Zoom. That was, we all survived COVID. We did it together. All right, friends, thank you so much for tuning into Barnside Chat. My name's Derek. We'll see you next time. Thank you for everybody's love and support with Penelope. Please keep her in your thoughts, and we'll update you as soon as we know anything else. Bye for now.
All we need is a place to be and a few good friends for some company. If you'd like to stay, you don't have to leave. We'll leave the lights on and the door unlocked. If you drop on by, you don't have to knock. We're happy to share whatever we've got.